Well, that's totally my fault. Um, YouTube, of course, has two buttons now that you have to push in order to go live. So I was not pushing the right buttons. I was sitting here talking to myself. I didn't have a Bob around to guide me in the ways of the Force because unfortunately Bob has had a internet difficulty, and as such, he's not around. And that's just how it's going to be. He may pop in later. He may not. Who knows? But you got me, and you got a printer somewhere around here, and then we'll make it happen. And I think it's going to be good. And I can see that there are some people hanging out in the chat already. And I am excited to build. I know, Duff. I know. We're Bobless. It happens. It's because I didn't listen to you in photos. Yeah, you're welcome to come on in if you want to hang out, Liz, but I know you don't like being in front of the camera. All right. And for anyone who doesn't already do this, and I think everybody who's here does, you got to check out MakerDeck. I've got it running in the background right now. I can hear some music in my headphones. It's delightful. Being Bobless does suck. Yeah, it's not great, Viking. It's not great. I missed that guy already. Oh, Bob. But we will be building a printer. We're going to start. We'll see how far we get. But there's so many goodies in this box. I'm not even kidding. Like, this LDO kit is chock full of everything you could possibly need to build a printer, the tools, the hardware, all the wiring is done up nice. Now, if you've seen the other LDO kits I've built, it's the same thing. Plug, click, no wiring, no soldering, no messing around. We will have to get a soldering iron out probably tomorrow in order to do some heat set inserts, but that's not a problem. We've got that. I've got a lot of stuff in this room now because of this. Like, I've got this giant box, which is panels. These are giant panels. Like, I don't know where we're gonna. I've cleaned out that corner, and that's where this thing's gonna live. But it's gonna fill up the whole corner. It's gonna be quite the thing. And before too far down the road, I want to just make it very clear, this was sponsored by Sparta3D, mostly. I've got to come up with some of my own funds on it, so I may hit you up every now and then to donate, but you don't have to. Just let you know. And yeah, I'm very excited by this. I've had a change of heart as to what we're printing the colors in. It was going to be Sparta Sky Blue Sparkle, but now it's going to be Sparta Sparkle Pink. Maybe both? I don't know. We're going to see. The main color is, of course, the Sparta Black, which you can't tell because it's black. Black Sparkle ABS Plus. All of these have been printed on my MK3S in the Wham Bam Hotbox. Thing's just cranking out parts constantly. It's running right now, so if you hear a little background noise, a squeak or a tickle, I'm sorry. It's just how it is. I've got printers running all over the place here. I've just had one finish up earlier today on MakerDeck. Just printing it out of some silk rainbow, although small model, it didn't rainbow at all, but it does have some shadow to it. So that's always fun. And yeah, I think I'm gonna get started because I want to build this. I want to see what's in this box too. There's so many things over in this little box of stuff. So let me switch over to the other camera, and then here we go. First things first, we're skipping all of this right here, and we're going straight for the hot end. Yeah, That's right. We're going Revo Voron. This thing, if you know, you know, and I love my Revos. This thing is tiny. Like, it's so tiny, and it's going to really unlock the potential of this printer because of having swappable nozzles. I've already got other nozzles for it, and I'll be able to switch out to a 0.6 for some faster printing on rough work, or 0.8, or even go down in size and print tiny stuff. This is really going to be a big deal. The frame, you can see there's a sticker. We're going to be rocking the green LDO frame. This thing is crazy. It's hard to capture in person, like in camera, because these cameras I have are very low budget, but it's fantastic. It's just a great color. And I think it's going to be a really fun printer, especially with the pink, and the black. Like, that's going to be a thing. That's going to be quite a color. And the pink is because of Sith Lord Brit. She made me do it, and I'm okay with that. Pitter patter. Well, hold on to your shorts there, sir. Okay, what else do I got in this box? Rails. You need them, you have them, we love them. All the stuff for the DIN rail mounts, the wire management, everything. Quality Meanwell power supply. Like, when you're buying this kit, you're getting the best of the best. Now, I see Bob has posted the link to the Sparta kit. This is going to be a little bit different than the standard LDO kit. Joe from Sparta threw in another set of these Allen keys because he knows I love them so much. But the thing that's a little bit different with this kit than the average LDO kit is slightly to do with some of the packaging, also to do with some of the electronics that you're going to get. Because part of this kit from Sparta3D versus other places is in this box right here, and it's that right there. The hard to come by Pi 4. Like, this is gold. I'm seeing people all over the place saying they can't get a hold of Pis or having a hard time. So this is great. It comes with everything you need in the electronics box, the screen, the USB drive, like the SD card, power adapter, quality SSR for the bed, because this bed is a giant chunky monkey that draws 120 volts. All the belts and chains, things like that are in here, including part of the LDO kit is an upgrade for the Nevermore, which is a carbon filter, which I will be building as well. I got my carbon pellets from Sparta3D. They sell those on the website, and I picked up a set of those a little while ago. All the wiring, like we always see, the beautifully laid out, nicely organized, everything exactly as you need to know where it is. The only thing I would say would be fantastic, which would be, picking, is step 1, step 4, step 50, whatever. But that's like this big on the list of issues. Like, it's so tiny. Part of this kit also comes with everything needed for the clicky probe. So we can do a clicky probe instead of the on-round mounted probe, which tend to melt, I've seen. And we'll get into that later as we go, because this is not going to be a short stream series. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream today because I don't plan on streaming for the next 7 hours. Want to get the frame built, maybe put the rails in it, and that's it. We also have all the components included from LDO for the Stealth Burner Beta upgrade kit. Now, this is something that is probably going to change because just recently the Stealth Burner went from being a beta into a full release. When that occurred, a few things were changed. So tool board sizing, motor layout. So unfortunately, some of it is just not compatible. We're working around that. And we're going to get it sorted out. In here, we have all the motion components, some foam, a bunch of bearings and pulleys, and beautifully machined pulleys as well. They're quite nice. Genuine Bondtech parts. Like in this kit, you're getting like nothing but premium quality brand name stuff. It's all Big Tree Tech stepper drivers and a Big Tree Tech octopus board. A big giant box of premium LDO stepper motors. This box weighs a lot because these are some chunky motors. Yes, Bob, a chunky monkey. So I'm just going to put this stuff back in this box of hiding. There is also some LDO documentation included. And we've got in there some information as to where to go to download some stuff, including, which I think is actually kind of cool, a serial number for an LDO kit. Kind of sets you apart a little bit from the other people making LDO kits, or other 2.4 kits, sorry. Yeah, motor tags. That's a huge thing in there. There's little tag clips, so you can label all your wires. We're going to be spoiled when it comes to wiring this thing. Oh no, Perillo lost internet. Oh well, just everybody come on over here, hang out. One of the things I do want to show off before too far though is this. This is the build plate and the bed. And if we're going to talk about chunky monkeys, I'm even kind of shocked by this one. That is a big build plate. That's 355 by 355. And as always, with the LDOs, pre-installed, pre-wired, pre-terminated, aluminum heated bed, 120 volt, everything is ready to go on there. And this box weighs a ton. I don't think this printer is going to have any problem staying still and not wanting to shake itself around. It's a big boy. Big box of printed parts. We don't need any of those right now. But what we do need is to get started, because Bob, I can hear him in the back of my head saying, pitter patter, let's get at her, let's go. Quit talking and get moving. For anyone who doesn't know, I am following the instructions directly from the Voron website. LDO has some instructions as well when we get to some of the more specialized components, but otherwise, straight vanilla instructions. I've never done one of these, so I don't know what I'm doing, so it's harder to make it up as I go, kind of like I did with the V0. Having built one, I knew kind of what I was in for. Hopefully, we have no extrusions that need drilling or tapping, because I don't have a tap set at home anymore because I brought it to work. So we're going to find out if we have the problem. Everything is green with this. You get the angled brackets, they're green as well. We have Lots and lots and lots of parts here. Holy jeez. Now, for anyone who doesn't know Krusty, Mr. Chris Russell, Practical Printing, he is also building a 2.4. Now, I don't believe he's streaming it, but he's building it, and he's enjoying the process as well, and that's always great. And I'm just going to get started labeling these things to see which are which. So it looks like I have 4, which are considered B extrusions. So we're just going to go those B. We should have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6. Oh, there's a lot of these different sizes. Hang on. These are all the same size. 6, 7, 8, 9. These are all the A's. Space fan. Is there anything installed as in the firmware, or do you got to do it all on your end? You got to do everything yourself as far as installing the firmware, but the guides are very good these days for installing that stuff, and it is as close to just drag and drop and click and follow as you can get for firmware. There's not a lot of deviation, so it's pretty straightforward. Oh, and Krusty's been building his on MakerDeck. That's right, too. He has. MakerDeck's a great place to do it, and once I can figure out how to do it both ways, I think I will. All right. So then there's 2 of the same size, and those are C's. And that one's a D. Boom. I can know my alphabet. I'm a big boy. So it says I need 8 of these A extrusions for this first step. So there they are. Now, the other big thing here is this fastener tools, etc. box. LDO, being the awesome people that they are, have included a screwdriver, all the Allen keys you need, including a bit for installing your heat set inserts, which we're going to get into, like I said, later. Zip ties, some clear tubing, 3M branded VHB tape, injection molded or aluminum handles. I think those are aluminum. Some handles for this thing, so we can drag it around as we need to. And a big bag of screws. So I've got to open this bag up and find the ones I need and see what's up. As always, Jason includes a backup bag, which that's a lot of backup. That's crazy. That's a lot of backup screws. Firmware is easy. If Duff can do it, anyone can do it. Damn straight. M5 by 16 button head screws. I apologize that I did not get this organized prior to getting on stream. I had a lot going on this afternoon. And then I made some delicious dinner. So this is gonna kind of be a hodgepodge to get through this part of things. But that's fine. Crinkly bags. Who doesn't love crinkly bags and noisy things and nattering Canadians? It's just a thing. Looks like they had so many of these screws that they just needed a bigger bag. Now, I will be using a combination of my Wera screw Allen keys. These things are some of the best you can buy. A little bit pricey, but worth it. Another one we're always grabbing are the Bond House ball end Allen keys. These are just super handy to have, quick and easy for screw driving. Let's see what we're doing here. Just putting some screws in either ends of the thing. If you hear a squeak every now and then, that's just a spool of filament that's rubbing on a plastic mount. It has been driving me insane all day slowly. Which is why I'm very excited to get a dedicated ABS printer set up here. Print some of this really awesome Sparta3D Sparkle ABS. Some of the new ASA that's dropping right now. Some of the new ABS colors that are dropping right now. I think it's going to be a much better setup long term. The Hotbox is a fantastic piece of kit. I highly recommend it if you're short on space, because there's a couple sizes of it now. There's a mega and a standard size. But it's just a quick fold up, pop up, get it up and running thing. So I really like that. I see Bob, even though he has no internet, he's using his phone. He's working, which is good. Hopefully he sends me a message if his internet does come back, but it's highly unlikely. His internet is spotty at best sometimes. Lately. It's gotten really bad lately. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, the man himself, Mr. Joseph Tam. That, my friends, is the shipping clerk for Sparta3D. Great guy, that shipping clerk. I believe he posted a link to the kit that I'm building, and it is, like I said, probably one of my most favorite kits I've ever seen. Okay. I'm going to be moving things around all night, I can tell, and this is going to drive me insane. One day, when I'm a grown-up, I'll have a bigger space. Until then, you get what you get. TD3D.ca, my friend, how are you, buddy? I have not seen you around in a long time, and I'm glad you are living your best life out west. New dog. I think hopefully the girls are good. Okay, blind joints. Oh, that's so easy. Even a monkey can do it. Now, if you are building a printer, especially a big printer, I highly recommend you go on Amazon or somewhere of the like, and you pick yourself up a set of machinist squares. I just designed and printed this little holder one day. I should put it up on printables. And it just makes holding your things. Do not drop these ever. If you ever drop one of these, it's essentially as close to garbage as you're going to get. Now, I'm not too worried about making sure everything's perfectly square just yet. I just want to try to keep it flush. I envision there being a step later on where it says, okay, now that you've spent the next 2 hours leveling and squaring and getting everything organized, go ahead and undo the third screw from the left so that you can put in this silly part here. Because that is the Voron way. I just got it on Amazon stuff. Just some basic set on Amazon. I think they were like 20, 30 bucks, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. I will dig up the listing for those, Duff, and send them over to you. I'll just check my Amazon history and see what's up. Yeah, and don't try to use a framing square for this stuff. I make engineering squares for a reason. You don't have to be an engineer to use them, though technically I am an engineer, or I'm going to be an engineer. I don't know how it works. I'm going to school for engineering. How about that? Because what grown adult doesn't like going back to college? And I don't know about other people in the world, but we've got a bit of a heat wave that's starting up right now. And although I have air conditioning, it's hot down here. I've had to set up a little fan just to keep myself cool while building, because, you know, set up a bunch of lights so that everybody can see. Now, the best surface to build a printer on is going to be a big old chunk of granite or something like that. Now, I have built a fair number of printers on this MDF, and it's been very good. Now, it looks wobbly, I guess, because it's on a turntable. So later on, we'll be able to turntable it. This was from when we did the tool changer. I got a feeling we're going to need to do that a bit with this printer, because look how big this thing is. Like, ooh. Altering between hot and thunderstorms. Yeah, I just saw some stuff in the news about some crazy thunderstorms in Alberta the other day with like softball-sized hail. And a friend of mine just moved back to Alberta, and I was going to message him and laugh at him. Except he's somewhere in the United States right now, driving his car across country. Whew. That's a big boy. 18.5 inches. Him in the middle. I think it's probably going to be about that up the top. No, it's about, yeah, it'll be about 19 inches or so, top to bottom. Whew. I'm going to do this. Oh, fall time out west would be just great. But then again, fall time in Ontario is fantastic too. We've got some really nice spots to go see the foliage. Mr. David Wheeler, how are you, bud? Good to see you. Mark, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Mark's been streaming over on MakerDeck as well. This MakerDeck, I tell you, it took me a minute to warm up to the idea of it, but I think I really like it. I think it's a great, just chill out, do your own thing, let other people see what you're making. You don't have to be 3D printing. In fact, I'm sure they're probably dying for people not 3D printing. A friend of ours, Paul, has been wood turning over there, and that's always been fun. But it's good just to learn something new, see some new faces too. We get stuck in 3D printing sometimes with, I don't want to say stuck, but we've got a lot of the same people around, a lot of the same voices, and it's nice to see new people. It's nice to learn about new people and what they're making and what they're doing, who they are as a person too. Like there's a good chat over there. Liz is okay. You have to like nice people in order to like Liz. So it is what it is. We even managed to get Bob streaming on there too. Mostly because Liz yelled at us. Just get to work. Yeah, see, there you go, Viking. Stream some fusion work over there. I know Nando was talking about getting on there and doing a little bit of fusion streaming. However, he was working on a rifle prop from a video game, and I suggested that perhaps maybe he didn't want to do that on the stream because, and this is the best part, the MakerDeck is very G-rated, very classroom friendly. And that is fantastic. Like you can just have it playing on a monitor in your classroom, or I have now a third monitor. Well, where's the camera? Up there. That I pretty much have had MakerDeck streaming on 24/7. I've seen some cool models, and I've said, hey, I think I'm going to go download that model and try it out myself. And I did. And we got a little drippy bucket because of it, which that's pretty cool. And I don't think that I would have printed that had I not seen that on MakerDeck and went, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. Oh, Dave, this thing is fantastic. We're 37 minutes in, and I'm almost 18 pages of the 3,000 done. I don't think you can ask for anything more than that. Too many screws and boxes. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, these this Sparta LDO kit, like I said, is a little bit different than the regular one, but it is fantastic. Okay, so I need 2 more A's, which I'm just going to assume are these ones. Yeah. I need this. Richard Crook. Watch out, people. He's a crook. Now, while I understand wrapping these up for scratch protection, I am not a fan of all the plastic waste. So what I actually do is I have a box in the closet over there that I put the plastic baggies that I get from building a printer, if they are reusable. You know, they're not too full of oil or scratched up and wrecked up or something like that. I will save these and reuse them anytime I have something that needs little screws. I just got some new monitors from a friend of mine the other day, and I need to put them on a mount, and I took them off an old mount. I put the screws in a little baggie. It just, like, we only have one planet, so let's just try not to ruin it completely before we leave. I don't know about the rest of you. I have kids. I'd like to have them see a day afterwards, but I digress. Kieran, yeah, buddy, this is a 350 kit. It is a big printer. Now, over on Sparta website, Bob's been dropping the link so far tonight. We have 300 and we have 350 kit available. So I say we, it's the royal we, but it's so you can get either or. Now, get in early before the frames all disappear. These just arrived in stock not that long ago, a couple weeks, I believe, and they've been flying off the shelf. So that's right, Renee. Reduce, reuse, and you know the rest. Grant, what are the exterior dimensions? So glad you asked. Would you like that in freedom units or non-freedom units? Either way, you're getting both. We are 20 inches, so 510. All the way around left and right is the same. It's a cube. Now, vertically, though, it is a little bit different. It is sitting just shy of 21 inches and about 533 millimeters tall. And that doesn't take into consideration the fact that it's going to actually be sitting up by, let's see. This is one of the skirts. So it'll be sitting up 2.5 inches, 62 millimeters, plus some rubber feet, give or take. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think you'd want to give yourself vertical height of like 600 total. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they have all the dimensions listed on one of the Voron pages, but I always like to measure it with my own. I love doing that. Now I am slightly concerned because I know that these have to slide into, they have to sit in here. And I don't remember seeing anything about dropping some T-nuts in the frame first. So maybe they're roll in after the fact. Yeah, the printed parts do not come with it. Now, Sparta, being the industrious little beavers that they are, have taken upon themselves to set up a program for people who maybe they don't want to be able, maybe they can't print it themselves, maybe they don't know what they're printing. And instead of waiting for the PIF queue, which is something that this Voron Discord has, which is a print it for you, or print it for you, or print it forward. Yeah, print it forward system where you can actually get a set of the basics. And it's just the basics in the PIF system. Through Spiffy with Sparta, which is Sparta Print It For You, you can get everything. If you want to get a certain mod, you just tell it what it is, and there's a price listing for that. And so they will print it all for you in your color choice of Sparta ABS colors available through the website. There's tons of color choices available. You can choose your accent, your main. You can say, I want the stealth burner, I want the nevermore, I want the clicky, I want to be able to, I'm going to be doing an LDO kit, whatever it is. And there's everything available that way. I was silly and chose to print it myself and really regret doing that because it's a lot of parts. James says that with the handles, it's about 600 millimeters. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. Significant. Oh, it's so lovely. It's fine. All right. Oh, Bob, don't even start with the print quality from the Spiffy guys. I have watched parts that, I kid you not, we would be happy to have on any printer, and they're like, yeah, these aren't good enough, and they go in the they go in a pile. I'm hoping one day they come up with like a second class, a B group recycling system. They haven't thrown them out. I know that much. So these are roll-in style T-nuts. Isn't that something? B-stock. Thank you, Duff. My brain, man, it just doesn't work. Okay, so I'm looking for some screws. I'll try to be more organized next stream, which might be tomorrow. M5 by 10. Precision spacer 1 millimeter. Some tiny T-nuts. What color did I use for my printed parts? Well, let's take a look at that. That is going to be Sparkle. It's just kind of picking it up lightly there. The Sparkle, black, and pink. I think with the green frame, it's going to look fantastic. Originally, I had done the sky blue, and I think the blue and the green is a great choice. But the pink is just so much more contrast, and, well, It made my daughter very happy to hear that I was making a pink printer, and that's all I need. M3 washer. Okay. Looks like I have 42 precision spacers, which I'm going to assume are the shims. That's the subject for the color choice for today, subject to change of mind. Yeah, deal with it. Yeah, the other thing is there's these M5 washers, 6 of them. Not sure if those are the ones to use. So I'm going to take a second. Hey, it's me again. And I'm going to bring up the LDO kit here. And I'm just going to see. Because LDO has put up a ton of documentation on this. So this is why I did this. Right on the page, and let me get the link here because somebody's going to want it, and that way on a replay, there it is. So it says, where are the M5 shims? Where do I use precision spacers or washers? The precision spacers and washers are both shims. We recommend using the brass washers for all places that call out shims, and use the black spacers for the gantry where it is possible to see the shim. So there's our answer, right there. Ah, Jason. Mwah. Chef's kiss, my friend. Chef's kiss. Back to work. I don't want Bob yelling at me. So it looks like I need to just stick one of these guys in there. Oh, I like that. That's delightful. You just push it in the thing. I've not used roll-in shims. I'm sorry if I'm like expelling something that everyone else is like, these are so common. Yes, always RTFM. There is a specific list of LDO parts to print as well. That's right, because there's some stuff that's a little bit different. And so there we go there. And yes, everything came with the kit from LDO. That's right. It's the Sparta kit, sorry, from LDO. Huh, I wonder if that... In the toolkit, little red flat handle or flathead screwdriver. Gonna make moving these things around much easier. And one thing I really like about this LDO kit so far, as opposed to some of the other kits the hardware kits anyway, it's not like caked in grease or anything. It's just yeah, the LDO kits are fantastic, Lightspeed. They're great. I don't know how much. I don't know enough about Clipper or anything to really be super on board with it. I like some of this stuff. One of the big things that this LDO kit includes, which I'm very excited about, is it has the input shaper module included. You're right, Duff. Sorry. 100%. It's the one step that I actually told Krusty last night when I was talking to him that he should not do. And that is install the bed when it says to do, because it's a heavy, heavy bed. And I think you just want to let it be. Now, do we have some spacing? Oh, we have some spacing. Half the printer width for the middle. 65 millimeters from the middle and 130 apart. Wow, that's okay. But you're not going to give me a detail as to how far away from the edge to go. Half the printer width for standard size is 350 is 255 millimeters. Okay, get behind that. You'll have to mind my ignoring of things for a moment, as I have to put measurements on things. I'm just using some Sharpie, a really, really fine point Sharpie. I can clean it off with IPA later, and it will never be noticeable. Okay, we're within the middle by 0.5 millimeter. Bob, you cause trouble, you get kicked out. Tape measure is good for this bigger stuff. A metal ruler is better for the fine-tuning stuff. Calipers, obviously, as well, are fantastic in this situation. So we're going to go 65 off the edge. And 65. I'm just going to hold those in for now. Yes, the bottom panel will help in the end. The bed will also help in the end too, because that's just where it is. I also don't feel like these are so critical that you couldn't just kind of move them a little bit later on. This one sticks out a little bit. Did I put the bracket on the wrong way? Is that even possible? The turntable. It's like, ooh, it's this key right here. I'm loving this thing. What I really, really don't look forward to is having to do the wiring and then flipping the thing over. I wish there was a backpack, much like the rat rig does, but it'll be okay. It's just I can hope and I can dream. I don't know if you're saying DeWitt's a big boy to spin around or the printer's a big boy to spin around. Oh yeah, like a glove. There's probably a mod for everything. Everybody kind of comes up with a way to build a printer just a little bit different than the next guy or girl. a person. Oh, he can flip the bottom open like a hood. That'd be interesting. Like inside? No, not inside. Gotta be the bottom, right? Liz came up with a little builder monkey. That's great. One of the things I'm going to look at possibly doing on this, or seeing if I can even do it, is I'd love to be able to fit a Wham Bam Mutant on this. So then I can swap the tool head for other tool heads, because I've got some BMGs and other things that I think would be fantastic to run on here. I also have this handy dandy device for setting up the height. So what you do is you slide your mutant tool plate onto here, and then you can adjust the height with this lever, this little knob thing, to where you need to your height. Build all your tools, and they're all going to have the same offset. So that's pretty sweet. But I don't know if it's going to be able to work out. I'd like it to work out. If not, I've got other plans. I need a hydration break. It's not coffee, it's iced tea, but it'll work. And Bob's just working even though he's not here. Dropping the affiliate link. And a new code for till the end of the year. 10% off till the end of the year. And in September, I believe there is going to be a sale, or I think where the code will stack with something. So you'll be able to kind of save a few extra bucks on top of that, which would be nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go around and check my square, tighten up as I go. As far as frames go, this is a pretty basic and easy one to put together. I like that. Hey, even the hex driver matches my printed parts. I'll take it. Yeah. Where am I going to put this one, Renee? Well, I said I was going to put it at Bob's house, but he said no. So I think we're going to have to stick it in the corner next to the MK3. And since it's going to be underneath the filament management box, maybe I should see about putting a palette on it. Get that thing printing multicolor. I got the build space for a perch block and everything, might as well. I'd love to put a P3 Pro on it and get 8 colors, but I don't think that's going to happen at the current juncture. One of the things I'm doing right now while I'm going around checking the edges is I'm just feeling to see if there's any lips on anything, and I can also use a small square just to make sure that everything is flush, nothing's dropped or dipped. Makes everything later on that much easier to do. With these blind corners, though, it is actually possible to square this up later on. So what if I didn't clipper it? What if? Or what if that got fixed? What then, Duff Man? Oh. There we go. All right. Rep. Maybe rep. I think I'm going to leave it clipper. Maybe I can't put the palette on there. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to put it on the bigger printer right next to it. Or maybe we're going to have to build another printer just for the palette. Now, what you can't see is that I'm just going around and adjusting the corners, making sure everything's flush on the top here. And that all the corners feel nice and even. Nothing's wobbly. It's great. Although the whole table is wobbly, the printer itself is solid. And that's only wobbly because of the tiny Lazy Susan. If you're going to do this, buy one of the larger rings. This is a 6-inch Lazy Susan, and it's an old one, so it's a little smaller. It works. Oh. One thing let's see. Just needed to bringing up the instructions here. I accidentally just closed them, so it's one of those days today. All right, there we go. Instructions. We were on page 20. Next time I should stream in the Maker Deck. Liz, I would love to figure out how to do that. I'm gonna have to talk to Chris about it because I'm using StreamYard to pipe to Twitter to YouTube. So I don't know how you could StreamYard into a StreamYard through a StreamYard. But yeah, it's possible. I know Chris has done it, so. And plus, if I'm streaming into StreamYard, you can't hear me just annoyingly chatter on. Oh, look at that. So there's the page 21 of the manual. And we have check for squareness. I just did that. And it looks like we're into some step where we're going to install some linear rails. Skip every other hole. Okay. Tighten the bolts from the center outward. We need 3 millimeters spacing. Okay, we can do that. We certainly can do that. Yeah, you're right, Richard. It does sound like Inception, doesn't it? Use OBS to stream OBS. For my 3 millimeter spacing, I'm just going to use an Allen key because it's perfect. I do have a couple printed parts here. And it looks like front, back, top. Okay, great, easy. Put these away for now. M3x8 socket head cap screw. There's like 213 of them. So I think we're good there. And then these are hammer nuts. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Jake from State Farm. What's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Bob stole my linear rails. Hang on. Gotta find them. One of the things I did earlier today, though, is I've opened them all up. I cleaned them all out, lubricated all of them, checked them all out to make sure they were running nice and smooth. They are. There's tension. There's good preload. Didn't lose any balls. Everything went well. But doing this step, cleaning them all out and getting them all organized, like all lubricated up, making sure you don't lose any balls and going steady. This took like an hour or so on its own. So be aware. That's something that just throw on Maker Deck, chill out, and just watch a stream, find your favorite YouTube channel, something, and just do it. Can't recall, are these stainless? I don't remember if they are the stainless rails from LDO or not. The number on them is... Oh, pushing buttons, making cameras move. Gotta look at me, sorry. That's the number on them. Do I have a magnet? Oh, I got lots of magnets. Yeah. Jeez. Good thought, Duff. Good thought. In fact, there's actually magnets that come with the kit. The rail is magnetic. But also, I need a paper towel for this step. Because I lubed them up good. Knowing that I was putting them back in the bags, I added a little bit extra because I knew I'd wipe a little off as I go. Oh, Bob. So witty. So Bob. Stainless. Oops. Stainless you. Got a feeling I'm going to need a lot of these screws. Cute little container. A beautiful part about these little 3D printer things is that we can just print little organizers whenever we want. Store the things in them. Go figure. Magnets work differently in Canada. Mr. David Randolph. The Prusament dealer himself now. I got a feeling Bob is currently preparing a no, you're not allowed to go shopping for Prusament statement. Which I will promptly ignore. Yeah, we are doing something right. I think I'm doing a lot of things right. Being a good person, being a good human, building cool stuff. Dave, you can't actually go around sharing Liz's secret of having 10 streams up at once. That's kind of sacrilege. But if you know that she's everywhere, that means you also have like 10 streams up at once right now. And I appreciate you making mine one of them, even if it's just for a minute. I am looking forward to October, heading down your way for Earth, where I plan on smuggling back as much of the good Jesse filament and Prusament and anything else I can get my grubby little hands on. Okay, so it says for these rails, every other mounting hole. Okay. Don't drop the carriage. I can do that. I'm going to move this one down a hole. $66 days. Whew. That is close. That also means I've got a few more days to wait until I go get a passport. Because, you know, America says, hey, you, give me your identification. If I build a trebuchet before Earth, I can avoid the hassle of border control. I could. I should. Bob says my fan was blowing on there. I'm sorry. MGN 12. Okay. Interesting. So it says use the MGN9 guide rails to align it. I'm just looking at the batch of parts that I printed. And I've got an MGN12 guide rail thing. I don't have an MGN9. So what I'm gonna have to do is look to see if I have one I already made. I'm just gonna root around in a box. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a minute. That's the spirit, Duff. For this kit, I went ahead with the Voron Revo here. And I'm very excited to have it upside down. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to get them kind of seated for now. I will print a spacer after, and I'll get them aligned up off camera. It's no big deal. I have an MGN7 spacer for the set for the Voron V0, but that's not going to help at all. So. So when it comes to your hot end choices for the Voron kits, they actually do have a printed part for Slice Engineering hot ends, if that's what you're after. They have printed parts available for a lot of different manufacturers. We decided to go with the new hotness Voron Revo because, well, new hotness. So, but there's a lot of choices out there. You could do a Fetus Dragon, Dragonfly. There is, like I said, the Revo. I believe there's a Slice End. I think there's one for a standard V6 as well. All right, just going to take a second here and double check this for light speed. So if you go into the master to download that Bob just linked, and you go under STL, gantry, X-axis, X-carriage, print heads. The choices that they have is when I downloaded it. You've got Dragon, Dragonfly BMO, Dragonfly BMS, E3D Revo Micro, E3D V6, and Slice Mosquito. So it looks like you can put on anything you want. And if it doesn't exist, all the Fusion files are available. If you throw your hand together at modeling, if that's your thing, you can do it. If it's not your thing, the Voron community has a large Discord full of a wide assortment of people, and some of them may be able to help. Looking at the wrong thing. That totally happens. And if you look at the wrong thing, you're not looking at the right thing. The stealth burner has everything but slice. Yeah, that was just the plain master files. I didn't look in the stealth burner files because, like I said, I'm using a Revo Voron, so that uses an entirely different setup, it appears. And if I printed the wrong thing, well, then I'll just have to make a new one. Building was that Clockwork 2 with the Voron Revo right now. Oh, okay. Trident, yeah. Trident looks like a nice setup. This is a bit tedious. I kind of wish that they had the cool insert things like they did for the V0 kit. You'd have to insert those early on because you couldn't slide them in through the frame anywhere. But that would be fun to make because that would. I found those backers are really nice on the V0 kit. Now, the biggest thing when working with linear rails, don't drop your carriage. Keep these rubber stoppers in as long as possible. Because you really don't want to take one all the way off the top, and if you take them off a little too abruptly, they will just spill balls everywhere. Now, on these MGN9, the ball bearings that are in these things are super tiny. Thanks for coming by, Stefan. Good to see you. For anyone watching, if you are interested in contributing to my shenaniganry, if you're enjoying the stream or you want me to do more streams or whatever, I know our good friend Bob will probably be dropping a link periodically for a donation page. I am not a person to say, gimme, gimme, gimme. So don't do it unless you want to or able to, because I don't want to say gimme, gimme. So I'm not going to. But every little bit helps this out. These things get expensive to build and operate and maintain, and I mean, these high quality shirts. The shirt was a gift, but you know, you get the point. Wasn't paying attention, but uses the roll-in T-nuts for the rails. What? No, there's like 200 of these T-nuts. Oh. Yeah. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Well, that's not too bad. We figured it out halfway. Halfway is not bad. I've totally made bigger mistakes. So we're just going to put these away because I'm silly. And I didn't see that bag. Because I wasn't paying attention. And now I'm actually wondering if these are going to be harder to get in. Because it looks like... Oh, because they're saying put these in first? Ew. Trying to get those aligned is going to be a nightmare. This one has no thread. Ah, the joys of manufacturing. I think I could... That's going to be... Oh yeah, they got to go in before. Cool. Not cool. What did Duff say? What Duff said? Duff said, install the extrusions first. Yep. Yep. And that means we're taking this sideways. Just as a heads up, I'm probably going to stream for about 2 hours. So even if I don't get this step done on camera, it will get done. Trust me, I will not be leaving it without getting it done, but I'll just work on them kind of as I go. The on the side comment, that's a great comment, and I've done it. I like it. I approve of this message. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay the rail next to it here, so I kind of know whereabouts to pop these in. Because this is going to be some fiddly work. Like, it's almost like, Duff, you're watching a video with a delay, because you say the thing and I've already done the thing. I'm doing it. I love it. And I also really like that, like, creatively, everyone's like, yep, this is the solution. And we all kind of instinctively know that, yep, this is how it's going to be done. We're just going to lay it down and slide things around and kind of get them where we need them to be. And they are a bit tight to get in. And what I've been doing is I set it in the rail and then push down on it with the screwdriver to get it to turn over. Get it to turn over, and then kind of pop my finger in there and then use the screwdriver in the threads to, without damaging the threads, of course, to kind of get it popped over into position. Sometimes they don't need to be twisted a little. They just kind of pop in on their own, but sometimes they don't. Yeah, and big shout out to James for catching that one. And jeez. I mean, Bob had one job, and what did he do? Lose his internet. God. Laying it on its back is a natural thing as well. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, 2mm Allen key would also work for getting these in, or just grab a spare M3 screw, turn it in 2 or 3 threads, and then use it. Like, it would be very straightforward. Mike got one of those kits 2 weeks ago, super well put together. And Joe at Sparta has been stellar in helping out with some questions. Really super cool stuff. Joe was fantastic. You know, for a shipping clerk, he really does know his things. You know, he's... Now, one thing as well is with Sparta, and I mean, a lot of people do this now, but if it's not right, Joe will just make it right. Like he just does what needs to be done to make it right so that as a business, he's good. As a consumer, you're good. And everybody gets what they need. And that's a tricky balance, to be honest with you. It's hard to juggle the customer, the business, the international partners. Whew. That is a thing. I don't know what kind of thing yet, but and he has all the sparkles. He does have all the sparkles. Like it's one of the best parts is Sparta is like the only place I've ever seen Sparkle ABS, Sparkle ASA, PETG to match. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out one of the screws and I'm going to park the carriage there, because what's happening is as I kind of tighten it down, the screw's pushing up into the bottom of the carriage and kind of binding it up a little. So I'll just have to put that one in later. Llama. How's it going, buddy? You surviving the heat? I saw you were just caught for a second that Twitch told me you were streaming earlier today, and I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was cleaning up, getting all organized for this. These are not tightened in by any means because I do have to align them still. But and I got to take all these out. How soft is that Sparta Flex PLA? Oh yeah, that stuff's interesting. I think Llama got some. I think you would actually get a kick out of it. It is harder than like a TPU because it's a flexible PLA, so it's going to be firmer. I've used it a little bit, printed a couple things, but I lost them to the children, and then they lost them to the house. So who knows where they are now? Sort of on the harder side. Yeah, it's harder side. Yeah. Llama likes to flex, but not too much. No, he's not too flexy. Tell you what though, these rolling nuts really don't like to wiggle at all, right? Like once you get them in, that's kind of where they want to be. I didn't want that anyways. Yeah, be sure to tag Sparta in all your creations. I know, Mike, you were saying the printer, the LDO kit. Be sure to tag Sparta and tag me too. I want to see what's going on. I want to take part in your joy. That sounded really creepy. Don't do that. But I think it's good. Share. Maybe we should run not a contest, maybe just a small contest / giveaway for printing stuff in Sparta filaments. You know, show it off, showcase, maybe win yourself a prize. I'm not a huge proponent of giveaways every night and, free, gimme, but a little bit is nice. The mystery box. Yeah, Duff, the mystery box is great. I know, actually, I think a friend of ours, Old Salty, has picked up the mystery box before, and he really enjoyed it. Is Joe still here? He might have gone to bed. It's past his bedtime. Picked up the pearl box. The pearl colors are crazy good. The pearl silver, oddly enough, looks fantastic. It's a great color choice. There we go. This is probably one of the most fiddly little jobs I've ever done, and I built a V0. I liked it better before I made the mistake. Not gonna lie. Translucent glitter flex PLA. That would be something. Llama, that would be something. What if we added rainbow to that? What if we made translucent glitter flex rainbow PLA glow in the dark temperature color shift with a co-extrusion? No, too much. Anxiously waiting for the new colors to arrive at his door. Oh, the new colors. Those new colors, let me tell you, are fantastic. There's a few new ones that I'm really looking forward to. And I'm just going to put these here and say nothing. Okay, yeah, that's it. I said nothing. I didn't do it. But that's 2 hours. And I will tell you more, Bob, but I think I'm going to save it. I want to trickle out the fun, the teasing, the really, really fun colors. The beautiful colors. They're hard to capture. Wonderful. That's what I'm going to put together for now. And I maybe, with Liz's help, if I can figure out how to stream on MakerDeck, maybe I will stream the last little bit of me undoing and redoing these T-nuts on MakerDeck. And then starting next stream, which should be tomorrow, I will have some rails on, and then we can start working on building some other stuff. This is PLA, James. It's PLA. And they're fun. But I'm not saying anymore. You can't make me. I won't do it. I want to thank everybody who came by, who stuck around, those who came and went. Thank you as well. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves a little bit. I know it's not the same without Bob. You don't come for me, you come for Bob. And I get that. But thanks for coming anyways. I appreciate it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream here. And I'm going to figure out how to make MakerDeck work for this. And then we're going to hang out a bit and see what's up. So again, thanks everybody for stopping by. Click the links that are in the description, and Bob's posting them in the chat. There will be a replay available of this with live chat if YouTube did what I asked it to do. Otherwise, I'll make sure it happens for the next time. Have yourself a great evening. Have fun. Stay safe.